All right, mathematicians, I've gotten a couple questions about your percent expression practice that you've been working on. So I'm going to do two of the problems and talk you through it, and hopefully that's enough of an example for you to figure out the rest of them. So in the first problem, we're dealing with a pair of designer shoes that's $120, and we know the price increases 15%. And we need to write an expression and then solve what that is. So the first thing that I want to do is write down my expression. So if it's increasing 15%, it's going to be 15% more than the 100% it already is. So I know my percent here is going to be 115%, which is a decimal is 1.15. So I'm going to set up my equation now as 1.15 times the $120 that the shoes are. And I'm going to find that the shoes now cost or are worth $138. And it makes sense to me that the price is more than it started because it was a 15% increase, so they are becoming worth more. The second one that I want to work through is question number 4. I'm going to do parts A and B. So number 4, part A, deals with driving miles per month, right? And we know that this month, it's a 30% decrease from last month. So what I need to do is I need to consider last month's number of miles. If I have driven 30% less than that, it means I've driven 70% of the amount. Because remember, we start out with 100%. If we take away 30, we're left with 70% remaining. So this means that if I take last month's miles and multiply it by 70% as a decimal, I'm going to solve how many miles I drove this month. Okay? Because again, I drove 30% less, so that means it was 70% of what I drove before. For part B on number 4, we're talking about how much paper is used. This time it's an increase. So if I this month used 25% more than I used last month, so last month was my Y value, and I'm going to try and figure out using that what my X value is this month. So if it increased 25%, that means it had 100% and 25% more, which is 125%, which as a decimal is 1.25. So I'm going to plug this in here, 1.25. So however much paper I used last month, whatever that Y value is, if I multiply it by 1.25, I will be increasing that amount by 125% to come up with how much I used this month. Use this thinking to help you solve the other problems. If you have more questions, please send me an email and let me know how I can help.